I just would like to share with you that I started painting when I was about 35, and I made a decision at that time that I would paint the softer side of my Aboriginal culture, that I wanted to come at my pieces and have them mean something emotionally and not challenging, so that people could enjoy them. And I was always drawn back to my roots, to my ancestral roots back in Port Simpson and Prince Rupert. I was brought up by my Tsimshian granny and my Scottish granny, and it was important to me to honor them both. But honestly, because of my Tsimshian granny Pearl, I started painting her portraits, and I just never quit. So I carried on and painted the scenery, the landscapes, the people of my Tsimshian background. And when I came back down on the island, I decided that I would like to do some trips back home. And if you look at my paintings, they all have a back home theme, a lot of them, because I'm always seem to be searching to where I might have been and, where my family was from. And so they're incorporated into most of my works. And I've gone up the Nass River and painted. I've gone to Haida Gwaii and painted. I painted in Prince Rupert because my great uncle was a wonderful totem pole painter. And so I used his poles in a lot of my pieces. And then my family was very important to me, my Tsimshian family. So I painted the people, their landscapes, and tried to share our culture with other patrons. So that's about how I do my work. Traveling, painting, and going on to reserves with permission and respect, and asking them if they will allow me to paint some of the scenes in their villages. I think my style evolved from the fact that I've always wanted to be an oil painter, and I find that with oils I can achieve the soft atmospheres that you see in my pieces, that you can have a lot more control with oil paints. I've tried acrylics, but they dry too fast, too hard, and I can't manipulate them like I like to, I guess is the word. And so I decided early on that I would be an oil painter, even though going out and painting plein air is not as easy, because you have to pack a lot of different paints and mediums. But I persevered, and this is the result of that. And everywhere I go, I paint their history and the people in oils. Yeah. The painting that you're looking at now is called Spirits of Kispiox, because if you notice, all the totem poles are almost going back to nature, and that's what I find most beautiful. So I wanted to show in Kispiox the power of the poles, because the poles are the most powerful structures in this piece. And even though the church is iconic up there, the United Church, I don't want it to be forefront. To me, this painting is about the power of the totem poles, even in their going back to nature state. So I was really moved to show that, not to show that the church is the major feature, but the totem poles and the village. And that's where that came from. This is called Old Port Simpson, and it's very powerful in that it was done as the era of about 1850, when they had the plank houses, right? And they lived so simply in the village. And this is a bear pole, and it was very undecorative except for the bear at the top of the totem pole. And the people lived in these plank houses for many years and worked there and lived as doubled up with families. And I think it just shows you still, in a soft way, how beautiful that life was. Of course it was hard, but I portrayed it as a soft painting because there were a lot of soft moments in their life. So yeah, so this is a very powerful painting, and so is that. That's old Metlakatla. And that painting is historical, and if you, in old Metlakatla, which is just off of Prince Rupert on the coast of British Columbia, there's very little left, maybe 100 houses, because the people from that village went to New Metlakatla, which is in Alaska. So I haven't been that far. I've been to old Metlakatla, and I wanted to record that history. Well, the piano was a project presented by Oak Bay Arts Group. And every year they take 4 artists, they pick 4 artists, and you get to paint an upright piano. And I painted mine at Willow School, and when it was completed, after 3 weeks of most of the time on my hands and knees, and they placed it out on Cattle Point, and people came and played it almost every day without fail. And so it was really rewarding that way. And that's how I met Nathaniel, the piano player. And this is his CD, and he's playing my piano, see? And he phoned to ask me permission to use my images on his CD. I said, of course. Yes, wonderful. So that's what happened there, and it's all the stories of the women cooking, the canoes. You know, this is a little islet across from Port Simpson, and I put the baskets down on the bottom because I literally had to lay down and paint that. It was not easy, but I did it, and I painted the roof. And see, look at some of the pictures. Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, that's the story, and it's been amazing. And they're hoping somebody will buy it, and they'll donate it to an institution of some kind. They're even talking about the gift shop at the museum, and so that would really be wonderful. It would need a little touch up, but not too much. Yeah. So yeah, that's the story.